All right, YouTube, Gennady Golovkin, Sergiy Derevyanchenko. I am getting a little bit excited, about the fight. At first, I was like kind of bummed out, didn't get the Canelo trilogy, but whatever. So look, today we're gonna look at a few pictures, go over headlines, and but just hear me out for a few minutes, and then we'll get to all that. But check it out, 2019 Gennady Golovkin, right? 2017, Gennady Golovkin. Which one would you say looks better? Does he look, more fit here, healthier in shape, whatever? I would kind of say, honestly, it looks to me almost like, the 2019 version of Golovkin looks better than he did, a year or 2 years ago, whatever. And this picture right here was taken during the Rolls fight. So you can see in the background the O and the L, Yeah, that was the Steve Rolls fight. So, now, I think we're going to see Golovkin come in incredible shape, ready for this upcoming fight with Sergiy Derevyanchenko. And like I said, he's just looking really good. So I'm glad. It looks like they've made some really positive changes in their camp. So I'm glad to see that. By the way, that WBC belt right there, before I get into my video, I think, look, if Golovkin gets the IBF, I think he needs to go after this right here. And by the way, I got to hold that belt. That's kind of cool. I got to actually, like the real WBC, I know I sound like such a fanboy right now, but it was cool when I was talking with Charlo. I got to kind of hold it for a minute and look at it, but whatever. I'm a boxing fan. That shit's important to me. So, but anyway, I think he'll get the IBF, and then he should go after this belt right here. That's what I think should happen. But we'll see. We'll see. We don't know what's going to happen yet. So when I found out we're not getting, you guys know, we're not getting the Canelo Golovkin trilogy, I was incredibly disappointed, right? But then I said, hey, wait a minute, right? One door closes, a new one's going to open up. Okay, then, we get the Sergiy Derevyanchenko fight, and I think it's probably one of the most significant fights that Golovkin's had since, Daniel Jacobs? So it's really not that bad of a fight, But when you look at it, I think people are saying, but yeah, it's not Canelo. I get it. I truly get it. But I think, forget about Canelo. Like I said, to me, it's his best opponent, since Gennady Golovkin. And remember, right, this was the guy that was, Golovkin was avoiding, according to all these brilliant-minded YouTube channels out there, and now here we are. So, in recent interviews, right, Gennady Golovkin claims he's no longer chasing Canelo. He said, I'm done, it's time to move on, and I think it's a very, very intelligent move, right? Because look, when they're chasing Canelo, it puts them in a position of weakness, right? It makes them look desperate. So I'm glad to see their focus has kind of shifted from Canelo and back to Golovkin's legacy, right? I mean, you have to realize Gennady Golovkin, he's at the end of his career, so every fight needs to count, right? Every fight matters right now. This picture is kind of important to me. It's almost like Canelo is in the middle, and you have all these middleweight fighters and other fighters around him, and it's like, he's controlling the whole division, when I look at this picture, that's what I get out of that, right? That's why I like to show this picture right now, because I think it's incredibly, relevant to what's going on in the middleweight division. So we don't want another Steve Rolls, right? Or another no-name guy, right? And remember, right now, like I said, there's belts up for grabs. I think Golovkin needs to go after the belts, right? And I wonder, you guys tell me, how is Canelo allowed to fight Kovalev, considering, he has obligations, right? Mandatories and things like that. I mean, I wonder how that's going to conflict with his schedule, right? And I need to look into that. So, but look, Golovkin, if he wins, he's going to become a two-time world champion, so I think that's a good look for Gennady Golovkin right now, and that's what they need to be doing. I mean, having said that, we do need a big fight for Triple G, a Charlo. Look, even like a Demetrius Andrade, maybe Billy Joe Saunders. I mean, I don't want to see a Daniel Jacobs rematch. I keep hearing Eddie Hearn talk about that, but any of those three we need, or even maybe move up, fight Smith, something like that. But we need something big out of Golovkin other than Canelo after this particular fight I'm talking about. So, but I think we're going to get it. So now, all right, I'm about to piss a lot of people off, right? I don't care what any of you say out there. Eddie Hearn, that's right, Eddie Hearn, in my opinion, is one of the best damn promoters in the game right now. As of right now, right? Now think about it. He's the one that is in Gennady Golovkin's ear telling him what to do. He's basically the voice of the boxing public, right? He's encouraging Golovkin to take on meaningful fights and to stop chasing Canelo. He said enough. Enough is enough. Stop chasing this dude, right? Like, enough is enough. So, but to be fair, right, Golovkin was practically guaranteed a trilogy with Canelo September 13th, and Canelo completely ducked Gennady Golovkin. I think it's absolutely shameful, flat out embarrassing for Canelo to do this. So I understand him chasing it because he was promised it. But once again, Eddie Hearn told Golovkin, we need our own path. You cannot force a man to fight if he doesn't want to fight. We need to pave our own way, right? Now, Triple G, made a lot of changes, we all know. So I'm glad to see the new mentality come along with it, right? And think about it, right? Tom Loeffler. I think Tom Loeffler would probably have Gennady Golovkin in the ring with another Vanez Martirosyan, right? Just trying to stay busy waiting on Canelo. So, you already see like a different path that Golovkin is taking, with the changing of his team, right? So, I'm glad he has a mentor, I think ultimately that's going to draw Canelo out, right? Ultimately, the new strategy, I believe, is going to draw Canelo out of hiding, right? And probably I say probably, almost guaranteed into a trilogy 2020. I mean, Golovkin's going to be, 38 years old, something like that. Now, let's get into Sergiy Derevyanchenko. According to his trainer, they know how to beat Gennady Golovkin. They're incredibly confident. By the way, New York, October 5th, MSG, DAZN, you guys know, right? Sergiy Derevyanchenko, 13, what is he, 1-0, 10 KOs, and Golovkin 39-1-1, 35 KOs. But, quote, he's going to out-jab the jabber. He's going to be jabbing up, down, outside, all around, everywhere. Where he was like going on about, he's going to jab everywhere, right? According to the trainer. He's going to be a jabbing machine on fight night. And he said he's going to be throwing, or we're going to make sure that his defense is at an all-time best. He's going to give angles and make Gennady Golovkin uncomfortable, right? His coach went on to say, I'm reading this right now. I was talking earlier, now I'm reading. You could probably tell the difference, okay? Because I sound like an idiot when I try to read. His coach went on to say, you have to back Golovkin up. He does not do well backing up. It has not changed, and it won't now. This guy can't. Look, I'm reading this verbatim, so it's not me, messing up. This is what he said, like verbatim, word for word. Let me paraphrase. He's saying they're going to out-jab him. They're going to back him up. He doesn't do well fighting, on the back foot. I could argue that, but whatever. And he said, we're going to be like a hammerhead shark working off angles. Okay, this is the coach talking. Hammerhead shark working off angles. Okay, now remember, this is the same coach, right, that already lost once, nope, twice, yes, twice against Gennady Golovkin. Curtis Stevens, he trained Curtis Stevens and Daniel Jacobs, but he is very familiar with Gennady Golovkin, and it sounds like he has some type of vendetta against him because he's already lost twice, but according to him, he's got him figured out. Third time's the charm, right? Third time's the charm. But look, you cannot beat Gennady Golovkin with a simple formula. If you could, it would have been done already, right? You can't just like jab, because he's going to time him. He's going to adjust. He's a pro. He's a veteran. Golovkin, you can't get in there and just throw fundamentals at a pro, at a veteran. It doesn't work. It's been, proven wrong time and time again. So, look, where do we go from here, right? It's like the dust has finally settled. The whole Canelo thing is over. Here we are. And where do we go? I think they're going after belts. I'm talking about Gennady Golovkin. So let's look at this real quick. Let me check this out real quick. Okay, I want to go over just a few of these headlines, right? Trainer explains why Derevyanchenko will defeat Golovkin. Like I said, his grand plan is jab. Like we're going to be a jabber machine. That's what he says, right? And we're gonna push, put pressure on him, push him back. And yeah, that's how we're going to do that. It's like, okay, all right, okay. Hearn, Golovkin is tired of waiting on Canelo. Gennady Golovkin, blah, blah, blah. 4 weeks to go. And I wish it was sooner because, look, I'm ready to see Golovkin back in the ring. Golovkin trainer Bank wants him to throw more punches, and so do I. In fact, I thought about doing like a stat video. If you look at Golovkin's output, from the past to the present, to the future, what it should be, what it was, per round. I've broke it down before, but I would like to do it again. Oscar de De La Hoya still confident in third Canelo bout. Well, I'm sure you are. You know, I mean, I'm sure you are. I'm not even going to get into that. That shit just pisses me off, right? Canelo raises the stakes. Gennady Golovkin even higher. And what they're talking, you know, I'll make a video about that. You know, Canelo basically trying to put pressure on Golovkin in his upcoming fight. It's a distraction, whatever. It's trying to stay relevant and act like he's not a diva that he is, right? I mean, we all know. So let's see. Going to trainer, yeah, right here. Gennady Golovkin's trainer figures out how to stop Derevyanchenko. It's not hard to do, and I think Golovkin will stop him. I'm almost guaranteeing you guys Golovkin's going to stop this dude. So right here, Gennady Golovkin's punch numbs your body, right? Kind of cool. Open to fighting, a Japanese boxer would rather talk about, I don't even know what the hell that is. That's probably clickbait right there. But anyway, let's get on to this. Forget all this crap. Okay, I want to show you guys this, and you already know. Okay, Derevyanchenko 13-1-0, right? I mean, again, why is this guy getting another shot at the IBF title? I don't understand. 5'9", 6'7.5". Keep that in mind. Okay, but you look at the resume right here. Okay, the only really significant name is Daniel Jacobs, and he lost. I mean, and not only, you have to remember, Jacobs and Sergiy Derevyanchenko, they go way back. They go way back. So he was very familiar with Daniel Jacobs when they fought because they'd been sparring partners. They trained together for years. They came up together. They've known each other like their whole life practically. You know, so he was very familiar with Daniel Jacobs. So it gave him that competitive edge. He already knew his style. They've already sparred. Like he knew what he was up against, right? You know, so, and even with all of that ammunition, what did he do? Nothing, right? So, I mean, this is crazy, right? So then, okay, of course, we got the Golovkin fight here, but the vacant IBF, okay, you see, I mean, it's just like, I don't understand, again, why he's getting 2 shots at it. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I wonder if there's some kind of trickery, whatever. Anyway, Golovkin, 39-1-1, which is, we know that's like, should be what that should be 41-0-0 in my opinion. So and you probably think so too. 5'10.5", 70. Let me go back. 5'10.5", 70. What is he? He is a 5'9". So yeah, Golovkin, look, Golovkin's got the height and the reach. He's an inch taller, and 7, 8, 9, 10, about 2.5 reach advantage. So yeah, I didn't realize that. I thought they were like equally sized. So but look, let me get into this. Okay, here we go. Hang on, somebody's calling me. Let me turn this off. I got my phone on silent. Somebody's trying to call me right now. But, okay, like I said, I think this particular fight, in my mind, you know, it's probably the best one since Daniel Jacobs. I mean, look, Steve Rolls, nah. Canelo, I mean, other than Canelo, Vanez, Marty Rosen, Canelo, Daniel Jacobs, Kell Brook, you know, Dominic Wade was a mandatory. You know, Kell Brook, you know, pulling him up from another division, didn't really like that. David Lemieux, I mean, that was a brutal fight. But, you know, like I said, I don't want to go too far back. But if you look at the resume, right? I mean, like I said, I think this particular fight, it's going to be a good one, and it's a good look for Golovkin because, like, all these haters out there, they said he was avoiding them. Well, now he's fighting them. You can't make 20 videos on Dante's Boxing Nation and Ego and this, that, and the other, talking all this crap about how he's ducking them, and then turn around and talk crap because he's fighting them, you know. So, and if they do, they need to be called out on that because that's just ridiculous, right? So, but look, guys, I'm probably going to leave it at that. I just wanted to do a quick update on the fight, give you guys the headlines, the breakdown, the news, you know, all that good stuff. You know, as far as like a prediction, I'll make a video pretty soon. You know, I mean the fight, you know, I mean, what are we, like a month out, like 3-4 weeks out? So we got plenty of time. I even thought about flying out there and covering the fight as press, but, and in fact, I was going to surprise you guys. I was going to cover Canelo Golovkin. I was going to like take a vacation, fly out there, cover the fight, you know, for like the whole week, the whole thing, and it didn't happen. So that's another reason, you know, I was really, really disappointed. I mean, a lot of you guys thought, you know, well, like I'm just being a big baby because the fight didn't happen. Well, no. I mean, I had this big, like, vacation planned and this whole thing planned, and it got completely ruined. And I don't want to go do all this for Golovkin, Darby, and Checo, so I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. If the trilogy happens, I will be there. I will cover it as press, guaranteed. So what do you guys think? Leave it below.